Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, so this image, I guess it's from the PowerPoint, and this time it's got 4 photos. And look, the top image is a kibbutz building that's been shot. It's filled with bullet holes. And there's again another screen capture of conversation, I guess, from the WhatsApp group. The photo underneath is one of those like a gray croc sandal on this sort of the classic Israeli tiles. But there's so much blood. And it's been there for a while because it's red, but it's going to brown to black. It's a lot of blood. Beneath that photo is a house that's been burned, surrounded by other houses that seem to be burned. And then beneath that is another one of, I guess, the kibbutz houses that have been severely damaged from all of this. So these are photos that you gathered, or is this photos that were in the WhatsApp group? Like,
we didn't share those photos in the WhatsApp group, but we did gather it for that PowerPoint.
yeah.
Actually, some of the families of the casualties ask us not to share those pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine there is even worse pictures, but I choose those pictures because they show what happened, and they let you imagine what I just said. There is right next to that blood picture, there is a much worse picture, but I choose not to put it on that PowerPoint. But you can imagine there is a picture, a much worse. So those pictures shows what happened, and they leave a big place for imagination to realize how worse were those things those days.
So one of the things that it's a podcast, so people only hear us talking, and they don't. So one of the things that they don't see is, like, I'm looking at your face, and I know this is very difficult, and I feel, of course I feel terrible because it's like I'm opening up a wound that I don't know if it helps, hard to tell. And of course it's a story that needs to be told so people understand that this actually happened. This insane violence and insane, like, incredible brutality and just awful side of people that could do this actually happened. Yeah, and this was like 3 months ago. Not that long ago.
Exactly 100 days ago.
So where are you now? So somebody understands, like I met you. I shook your hand. We were in a small room together. We talked. But where are you now? Like, what is life for you now?
Okay, so that's a great question because looking backwards on the last 100 days, I could myself as a community manager, I can tell you every week passing was a little bit different. I mean, I don't know if you can call it evolution, but the first 2 weeks were we all trying to identify the casualties, and then the funerals, and the weeks, the next 2 weeks were Memorial Day and the other, and then we started to deal with the damage, not the casualties, but the property damage. And every few days, we all, as a community, deal with a different issue. I mean, we've been through kind of we went from stage to stage to stage. So I can tell you the last 2.5 months were we were all stuck in that hotel,
Mm-hmm.
in those small hotel room, in the lobby, but in a hotel. And then after 2.5 months, we start dealing with, okay, where are we going from here? We realized staying in a hotel is not good for us. It's a very, it's
Mm-hmm.
far away. Dead Sea is a very, it's not the right place for us. And we can't stay in the hotel. So after 2.5 months, we start dealing with looking what will be the next place we move to, knowing we still cannot go back to the kibbutz because there is
Yeah.
still work going on there. I told you there's 29 ruined houses. We have to fix them.
Mm-hmm.
We have to fix all the structure, all the kibbutz, and so it will take a few months until we will be able to go back there, and we have to find a temporary place to stay. So right now, after 100 days, we know we found that place. It's a small place right next to Beersheba, also in the southern
Mm-hmm.
part of Israel. It's quite far away from Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
We started to prepare that place. It will take another 2 months when we'll finish, but until we finish, but I think around March or the beginning of April, we'll be able to move there as a community,
Oh, wow.
knowing that not all of the people of the community, all the member of the community will choose to move there, but I think 75 or 80% of the community will move into that temporary place, and the other some will stay in the hotel, some will move to other places in Israel.
Mm.
I hope some of the people will choose to go back straight to the kibbutz because in 2 or 3
Right.
months time it will be better time to go back to the kibbutz.
Okay, so the world is a very strange place. Life is so freaking crazy. Okay, I was born in Israel. My parents moved to Montreal. 20 years ago, I moved to Hong Kong. Then I went to go visit my parents in Savannah and my sister who lives in Savannah because they moved from Montreal to Savannah. I go there, I meet you, we talk, and then you say, "Oh, we can't stay in this hotel." And I've been to the Dead Sea, can't stay at this hotel. We might move to this small town near Beersheba. In 1985, when I was 11 years old, my parents, we moved to Arad. Is that the town you're talking about?
No, we're talking about Omer. Omer is,
Okay.
yeah, you know Omer.
Okay. But okay. So the thing is, like, it's like, so as an Israeli, look, we've been talking almost an hour, and thank you so much, and I know it's just crazy. So let's talk about the important stuff of like what's inside your head, so for example, when I was in the tsunami and how I responded to that trauma was I need to talk, like the kind of person I am is I need to talk about it with people. Like I wrote a story and I talked to people, it was about putting my story out into the world, and that was how I was able to heal. And that seems to be a little bit like you, right? So, because it's so intense to have to go through this and try to make sense of it. So why don't you talk about like Asaf, how are you made as a person that you grew up on a kibbutz in terms of your values, in terms of what's important to you, and that you're rebuilding your life, that you go on your spare time or whatever as you go to disaster areas to help people do reconstruction. As a human being, like what's in your brain that makes you be and do the things that you do, and Where does the idea of optimism live in your head?
Okay, I think I know the answer. I think I know the answer.
These are my questions. I just talk for a while and there's no question.
I know the answer. There's one word for
Okay.
community.
Okay.
And I'm not objective because I live in a community. I'm the head of the community. I'm a community manager. That's my
Mm-hmm.
profession. But I believe in a community. I believe us human being, we are a community animal. We live in packs, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when a disaster happened on the first, when somebody shoots at you, you lay down on the floor all by yourself. When
Mm-hmm.
let's go to COVID time, yeah. When you get COVID, you lock yourself in the room. You separate yourself from
You isolate.
you isolate yourself from the community. Or when somebody shoots at you, you hide. When you isolate, when you hide, you by yourself. That's the first response. But on the second, as the threat goes away, you go out from that isolation, you stand up from that hiding place, and what do? You look for your neighbors, you look for your community, you look for your pack, you look for your community,
Mm-hmm.
and we live in a community. We give power to the community, and we get power from the community. So
Yep.
myself, as a kibbutznik, as a person who were born in a kibbutz in a community and choose to live in a community and raise my kids in a community. And as a community manager, I believe in community. I believe in that thing that's the best way to deal with an unordinary situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
in in our ordinary life, we don't need that community. We don't need the community to go to the bank. We don't need the community to go to the supermarket. We don't need the community to go to school. I don't know, to go to work. But at the end of the day, when we close our eyes or when we lay down, it's better to know you are part of something, part of a group, part of
Mm-hmm.
community, equal community, and you're part of a group that share the same idea as you, and that's something that give us power to deal with this
Mm-hmm.
unordinary situation right after the first responding to save you save your life, and right there, right after, you look for that community. So what I believe is, as a community manager and a part of community, I look and I will do everything that empower community and keep community
Got it.
together. And I know I know I want it won't be 100% success, but 85 is enough. 85% is
Mm-hmm.
enough. As a community manager, if I can keep my community together, it will make her stronger and will help the part of the community to deal with the situation and to heal up afterwards.
Okay. Well, Asaf, I knew it was going to be really heavy. I knew it was very important to share. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for sharing, and I will definitely try to share this as much as I can with the world, because yeah, it's just crazy. And so I see it on your face that it's such an intense trauma to live through, and I really appreciate you talking about it. Thank you so much.
So I want to thank you too. I mean, it was great meeting you over there. When you approached me afterwards and you talked to me, and then when we spoke on the phone, it was very touching. And thank you, Rad, for this.
Of course.
Thank you for having me on that podcast. If somebody watching this will watch this podcast and would like to hear the story or go
Hmm.
into detail, so please feel welcome. As I said, we will not happy, but we would like to other people give us the chance to come over and share our story.
Yes. Asaf, thank you. Have a really good evening, and listen, good health to everyone in your family and the whole kibbutz and the whole country.
Thank you so much.
Yalla, bye.
Keep in touch. Yalla, bye.
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.